This is the first garden tour of I don't know how many of 2025. I moved my mum, my kufia, and my salvia from over here to over here because I think the worst of our rains are done. I'm going to empty out that under tray to make sure the mum doesn't get too wet. Okay. I'm going to ignore the stuff that's not working. I just recently planted some stuff here, green onion, and I moved the itty bitty red veined sorrel. And this is an onion from before that I planted before that has come up. So we'll see how those do. The Wandering Jew is about dead. I think it's root. I know it's root bound, and I think ants put a nest in it. So peas are thinking about running around. The radishes haven't died, but neither are they growing roots. My Egyptian walking onion, it is walking. This is going to be new baby onions that are going to come out the end. More radishes, black magic kale, and some wildflowers. I don't know what type that is. We've got more of the walking onions. Here's where the walking onions are starting to create their babies. And they'll end up looking like a little bulb, like a slip stuck on the end. Purple cauliflower. The celery is happily taking over down below it. These are just compost. More of my black magic kale. I think this is a sweet potato slip I planted last year. This is the only mustard that was growing. It looks like it's trying to get some new leaves down there. My rosemary that I propagated. That's some type of kufia flower. I can't remember what that is, but it's also a flower. My strawberry tower. I don't think I've lost any more strawberries. And I think I'm going to reserve these teeny tiny tripods for herbs. This propagated rosemary isn't doing great. I think it needs more soil. I have one little kale that I planted from seed, and the rest of these are Swiss chard, rainbow Swiss chard. A couple more of my walking onions. More walking onions. This is my lemongrass that was on the table over there. And that's another of the black magic kale. So I'm going to come around. I moved my lemon verbena over here because I think it needs more sun. But the issue may also be the material that container is made of. So that may be another option for me to change. That was also a lemongrass where that rock is, but I don't know what happened to it. You can see all the grass growing. Apparently putting down the wood chips right before the rainy season just gave the grass someplace to grow. And here we're at the right smart pot. I did a video about finding this concrete down here. This one is, don't know if it's cauliflower or broccoli. Which does that say? It says cauliflower. Purple of Sicily cauliflower. I planted that. I think it's a flower of some type, but I don't remember what. Planted a few daikon radishes back there not too long ago. Another of my Egyptian walking onions. These are snowball cabbage. My two red-veined sorrel are doing okay. And these sugar snap peas are just going to town producing peas. And I'm going to, hopefully tomorrow, put some yarn across the lattice for these 3 bamboo poles. Because you can see it's trying really hard to make more peas, and it's growing, and the tomatoes are about gone. Tony says the tomatoes I've been pulling off are not very sweet, so I'll probably be pulling up those 2 tomato plants. Tree color's not doing so great. Pretty sure that's a purple sprouting broccoli and another purple sprouting broccoli. That down there is marjoram, M-A-R-J-O-R-A-M. It's often used in Hispanic foods. This is the dinosaur kale or lacinato kale that I grew from seed, and there's a couple of beets hiding down there. My other tree collard, not doing great. Another red vein sorrel hiding back there. More walking onions. My yarrow has not died. I don't know that my Thai basil will recover, but that's what was in here. I did let it go to seed. I did pull the seeds off and let them land, but again, I don't know if it will regrow. I'm going to clip these off soon. This is my chocolate mint, and there's my peppermint with onions, just the onions here. And I pulled up the rosemary from the middle of the Smart Pot and moved it over to the corner because the fact is, nothing was getting any sun on that side of the Smart Pot. This one is one of my purple sprouting broccoli. It is in its own pot. This is, I don't remember which one it is. It may be purple cabbage. But whatever it is, I planted it directly in the pot, and you can't see it because I'm not paying attention. That tree collard is doing the best, and I think it may be the depth of this pot. So I may put one of the others in here with it. The stuff I had planted in there never came through, so I didn't deal with that. I had to pull up the peppers. It didn't do anything, but my black magic kale is doing well. There's a celery growing down there, and here's a couple of chives. I did plant some celery in this lavender tote, so that's a good thing. I'm going to skip over the newly planted stuff for now. You'll see baskets and wire across them. There's my skeleton rose geranium. This one is, I'm pretty sure, the sprouting broccoli, but it could be the purple cauliflower. I bought them at the same time, and I just have a hard time telling them apart. That is my lemon thyme. Another onion. This is cilantro that's what they call volunteer. This grew from the seeds when the cilantro bolted in the right-hand smart pot last summer. These aren't doing great. Not sure what the deal is. There's another red vein sorrel, one of my geraniums. This geranium is doing better than anything else. And then a couple of the radishes I planted last fall. They're still there. I'm sure there's not any roots. The red clover died all the way back and then came up again. And I'm going to have to research, but I think I have to split it because it's so root bound. I think I have to take it out and pull it apart into parts and then plant it in a couple of different places for it to do well. But it died all the way back and then started coming back again. So who knew? I didn't. Those are some of the onions from my neighbor. This kale is going to seed. Another red vein sorrel. This one, I thought it was the sprouting broccoli, but I think it was the cauliflower. It had an itty bitty head, and I cut it off and ate it. The flower died. I think the flower might have been an annual. It's a Vista red salvia are supposed to be. So I don't know why it didn't come up. And these are all things that I planted just this spring. Lots of lettuce. Here, I'll just let... The long tall green are garlic that I planted from a garlic bulb that sprouted on me in the cabinet when Tony and I were in Maui. And I planted them about 2 weeks ago. And here's a hummingbird friend who came to have a drink, who seems to be quite okay with me standing here. Isn't that awesome? I caught him on video. That's so cool. Now I'll let him do his thing. I've got some Swiss chard, lettuce, beets, collards, and chives. The black pot in the corner there with the white wire top is carrots, and I think chives or something else. Then I've got Greek oregano, dill, sage, thyme, lettuce and green onions, spinach and Alaska pea, And that is all the veggies. Out front, I've planted 3 pots with flowers, two different brand seeds of snapdragons and one of Icelandic poppies. That big blue bin is going to be my compost for a while. Oh yeah, here's the tomatoes. They're pretty much done. I may cut them back and see if they'll start up again, maybe in the places way down below that are starting up. But this is my best result of the propagated rosemary. It's doing very well. And so clearly it needs a lot more soil than either of the others that I tried propagating. And here's some more of my onions. These onions have long gone from this pot into the base. I can tell when I try and lift it. I may try and move it. I'm not sure I love this thing anymore. I just don't know what I'm going to do about it. And the lids are on over the hummingbird feeders so that when it rains, they don't get diluted. So that's everything. Things will be changing. I'm not even going to edit this. I'll just throw it up on YouTube probably while I'm having my dinner tonight. But I just can't say enough how excited I am that my walking onions are walking. And I'll take those itty bitty tiny bulbs when it's done and I will plant them someplace. Not sure where. That's it for today. And there's my long tall shadow.